The MTN Radio Awards is about improving the quality of radio, specifically the content, making compelling content that will enhance the relationship between the listener and the station, but also just to keep people listening to radio and loving radio for longer. We interact with the industry on an ongoing basis. We have a sort of entry window period which normally runs about 3 months, from November to February, beginning of November to beginning of February, where we call for entries. We've got various categories, things like breakfast show presenter, afternoon drive show, content producer in the various categories, news and actuality, drama awards, documentary awards, those kind of things. And we call for submissions from the stations and the content producers, and we have that window period, as I said, November to February. We collate all the entries when we get them in, divide them into their categories, and then we have a panel of adjudicators, and we divide the tasks up between the adjudicators. If you take all the audio that there was submitted for this year's Radio Awards, it was in excess of 170 hours of contiguous audio, and you can't ask one adjudicator to listen to all of that. That's compounded by the fact that we have a whole lot of we take entries in all official languages, and we're now getting a whole lot of, for example, commercial broadcasters who are broadcasting in the vernacular, so that does compound the difficulty. But what we do is we have a panel of just over 50 experts in the media and radio industry in particular, old radio people, old farts like me who've been in the radio game, who then go through the various categories. I allocate the tasks to the various adjudicators, and we try and get a duplication factor of about 6. So in other words, 6 adjudicators will evaluate any one entry. And they score it individually on an online system, so it's not done in a panel situation. It's done on an online system so that it's highly confidential. Each one has a secure login and password. They have a window period in which to do their scoring. Then they send the material back to us, or when they don't send it back to us, we take the material off the server, we submit it to the auditors who verify it, we check it ourselves, we collaborate with the auditors, and we ultimately produce the results. And the awards then are made at a gala banquet. It's normally the 2nd Saturday in April. This is the 5th year we're doing it, and it's a gathering and a celebration of the radio industry. The On-Air Conference is a new initiative that we're adding to the Radio Awards. Because a lot of people are coming from all around the country, we thought it would be an ideal opportunity to gather radio heads, and not just people in radio, but people who have an interest in using radio, in one room to get a conversation going about making radio more compelling. And what we're really trying to do is engage the advertisers and the marketers on the one hand, and the content producers and the content owners, the station managers, the program managers, content producers, and even the salespeople in collaborating to make better radio. What I'm trying to do from my side, and what I think we'd like to see, is that we have more compelling radio spots, more entertaining, giving people more of a reason, or less of a reason to tune out, and more of a reason to turn up the volume.